Onslow County, we appreciate and accept others. We realize that our strengths come from inclusion rather than exclusion. Volunteerism is the cornerstone for a caring community and the energy that it brings people together for an important cause. The smallest act of kindness is never wasted and is worth more than the grandest intention. We see this in all of our nominees today, not because they necessarily had the time, but because they had the heart for service. Enhancing and promoting volunteerism is just one of the many resources United Way utilizes to effect change in our community. From the synergy of working together, it's not just one drop or trickle of movement. It is a wave of action, a swell that changes lives through volunteerism. At the heart of our caring community's commitment to volunteerism is United Way's Volunteer Onslow. Funded in 1999, the Volunteer and Nonprofit Resource Center has grown and evolved to become both the gateway to volunteer service for new volunteers and the connector between volunteers and local nonprofits. In 2020, the Volunteer Onslow continues to experience growth with a measure of volunteer service valued at close to $3 million in sweat equity. And by connecting thousands of local volunteers with more than 120 local nonprofits. The website volunteeronslow.org, which I hope you're all using to track your volunteer service, is continuing to grow. And in 2019, we added 305 new volunteers, bringing our volunteers to over 9,000 volunteers registered through Volunteer Onslow. And 10 new agencies to the group, bringing our total to 120 volunteer agencies, sourcing volunteers through Volunteer Onslow. Volunteer Onslow is just one of 22 local programs, partnerships, and initiatives that your local United Way supports that impacts over 30,000 residents here in Onslow County. While the impact of volunteerism is most easily measured, hours served and sweat equity dollars saved for the community, many of you in this room can attest that it's something much more. It's that feeling of community experienced during projects, events, and daily activities, as well as the look on the faces of people that we service. That is the immeasurable true impact of service. It is my pleasure to turn the program over to United Way's Community Impact Director and Director of Volunteer Onslow, Shelley Kewig. As Shelley comes forward, please join me in applauding her efforts for today's event and the fantastic job she does every day. Thank you all. Shelley does work tremendously hard for United Way of Onslow County. And if Shelley, you are crying, I will cover you and help you, all right?
Thank you. Y'all, thank you. Really, I don't know how I'm going to do this now because now I can't concentrate. I've never had a standing ovation before, so for all of you who have, wow. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Raquel. It's an honor to work with so many of you who are here with us today, and I would like to thank you all for your service to our community. At this time, I would like to introduce some of our partners and sponsors. We are honored to partner with the Jacksonville Daily News for the 5th year in a row for our area Lightkeepers, and to grow this award event into our community's top volunteer recognition. Please welcome to the podium Mr. Ken Warren from the Jacksonville Daily News.
Thank you. I didn't realize this was the 6th year that we had been involved in this, and I'll tell you what, it's really all due to Paula Reddick, who is sitting here with Jones Onslow. When she was president of United Way, She came to us and said, why don't you guys get involved with us on a program like this? So we met at the Daily News, and I think this is kind of the fruit of all our efforts. And speaking of the Daily News, I do hope you appreciate the efforts that your carriers made in getting their papers out this morning during the snowstorm. They're all taking the chains off their snow tires right now. But again, I just want to thank everybody for being a part of this, for what you do to make Onslow County a great place to live and to work and to be a part of this wonderful community. I even look in this building and I'm thinking of all the hard work that went into getting this facility built, and the volunteers who raised money and did everything possible to make this happen. So on behalf of everybody at the Daily News, I just want to thank all of you.
Thank you, Ken, as well as the other staff at the Jacksonville Daily News. I now invite the event's original and longtime presenting sponsor, Jones Onslow EMC. Representing Jones Onslow is Jeff Clark, Chief Executive Officer.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm Jeff Clark, and I do not work for Marine Federal Credit Union. I work at Jones Onslow EMC, along with the people at this table, Ricky, Crystal, Wanda, Paula, and then we have an undercover employee here with us today. She's actually the one that runs the company. I shouldn't tell you all this, but every night when I go home, I tell her what I'm doing the next day, and she tells me how to do it. It's worked out well so far, but please don't let that secret get out of the room. We're honored to be able to be a sponsor of this event, and we thank you for allowing us this opportunity. It is a great event. It is a great organization, and to have over 9,000 volunteers registered in this organization in a county of about 100,000 people or so is amazing. And the help that they provide throughout the community through the years is just phenomenal. And we're here today to honor some of those people that do this kind of work. Talk about the golden rule for a minute. It's a moral which says, treat others like you would want them to treat you. And why is that important? Well, this rule has been used as a basis for society in many cultures and civilizations throughout the history of mankind on the face of this planet. And because there is a value in the kind of respect and caring attitude for one another embedded in this rule, it makes it a great rule to try and live by and live up to. But one of the most important elements of this rule is volunteerism. Volunteerism, as we know, is the fabric of the American culture, and the individuals that volunteer and give back to their communities are truly what make this nation so great. They make this community great. And for people to step up and give of their time and talent to help those who are less fortunate in some kind of need is just an awesome situation. Today, we're honoring groups of volunteers and individuals who have been nominated for their outstanding contributions to our community. And we're here this afternoon to honor each of those who have the willingness to volunteer. Those who have been nominated are the people who have actively taken on a task or a responsibility without having been told to do it. That is volunteerism. And we salute you. We hope that you will continue doing the things that you do and make this community a better place to live in the future. And congratulations to all the nominees who are here today and being recognized. We sincerely thank you for your efforts to make our community better. So let me leave you all with a thought. This is a quote from one of my favorite authors, Will Rogers. He says, "Live your life in such a way that you would not be ashamed to sell your parrot to the town gossip."
Thank you, Jeff. And thank all of Jones-Oslo EMC, because you guys have really set the standard for community support in Onslow County and good corporate citizenship. And we thank you for everything that you do for United Way and Onslow County as a whole. Yeah, I can't even think right now. We would like to say a special thank you to Sturgeon City for their generous sponsorship of this event and for all the support that they provide to United Way. We truly treasure the relationships that we've made and the ability to use this beautiful space for our event. There are 320 seats here, 320. This is amazing. I cannot tell you how amazed I am right now. Special thank you to our judges. Please stand when I call your name. Jeb Brown with Brown Properties. Crystal Massey with Marine Chevrolet and Cadillac. Kathy Clark with WABQ Radio. Elliot Potter with the New Talk Radio at 96.3 FM. And April Clark, community volunteer. Thank you for taking the time to ensure people who deserve recognition get it. We truly appreciate it, and I just want to give you guys an applause. All right, at this time, I would like to ask Raquel to come up and help me with assisting with the presenting of the awards. So I'm going to have you come over to the reading first. Yeah. I am honored to be able to present the Youth Award. It makes my heart happy to see the youth giving back to our community at such an early age. We can certainly learn a lot from them. This year's nominees are, and please come as I call your name, Emily Lorelei Roberts, Tyler Folsom, and Riley Jordan Keys. Congratulations to all of our youth nominees. Our future will be better with you in it because of your service to our community. Perseverance, time management, hard work, proactive, diligent, reliable, honorable, and ethical. These are the words that have been given to describe this year's runners-up. While taking honors and advanced placement courses, she holds a part-time job, actively participates in clubs and activities, coaches an 8U cheer squad, and still has time to help with childcare at her local church. When she's not attending academic camps, her summers are dedicated to helping at the Salvation Army. After Hurricane Florence devastated eastern North Carolina, she spent a large portion of her time out of the school at the Salvation Army. and Catalyst Church. She stocked the food pantry, collected clothing and food donations, and distributed necessities to the hurricane victims. She even assisted Catalyst Church in putting up tarps on roofs and debris cleanup, a task she's never done before. Her empathy for others drives her to continue finding needs and finding ways to help. Congratulations to our 2020 Golden Rule runner-up, Emily Lorelei Roberts. Your 2020 Golden Rule Lightkeeper Youth Award winner believes that no act of kindness is too small. She spends most of her weekends fundraising, volunteering, or educating others on the importance of service. She raised over $6,500 for the Onslow County Relay for Life by holding bake sales, lemonade stands, and raffle fundraisers. In the past year, she has hosted toy drives for the Women's Shelter and collected stuffed animals for the Jacksonville Police Department to keep in their patrol cars to give to children in times of crisis. She also collected over 350 items for the CHEW program and distributed 120 blessing bags to the homeless. Whether it's raising money or collecting items or donations, her efforts have positively impacted our community. It has given those that are in need a ray of hope that someone cares about them. It has shown other kids her age the importance of volunteerism and addressing the needs of their community. When other people see someone as young as her doing good things for others, it creates a domino effect of service. Kindness is contagious, and she loves seeing others get involved. She is a true inspiration to all of us. It's my great honor to welcome your 2020 Golden Rule Youth Award winner, Riley Jordan Keys. Thank you to all of our youth. We truly appreciate all you do. Our 2020 Golden Rule Lightkeeper Youth Group winners play an important role in the day-to-day activities of a fast-paced hospital. From directly assisting with patient cares on the wards to learning the protocol of a busy emergency room, these teens are impacting the lives of many people. Their service to others expands beyond the walls of the hospital, with hosting blood drives and wrapping gifts at the mall for donations to the American Red Cross. The hands-on knowledge that they are gaining to help them make positive choices as they go through life. Congratulations, Onslow Memorial Hospital volunteers. Yes, they are accepting for many other volunteers that are at the hospital. Some of them took advantage of the snow day, apparently.
Groups of individuals or family volunteers can make a big impact in our community. By working together, groups make the impossible possible. This year, in the adult group category, we recognize groups of individuals who have made a lasting impact on many residents here in Onslow County. This year's nominees are, and please come to the podium once I call your group, the Tuesday Crew at the United Way of Onslow County Chew House, White Oak River District East Carolina Council, Boy Scouts of America, Onslow Strong Disaster Recovery Alliance, the New River YMCA Founders Committee, congratulations to all the adult group nominees. It is an honor to have special people like you volunteering in Onslow County and to be able to see the differences you have all made in our community, and thank you for your service. Our 2020 Golden Rule Lightkeeper Adult Group Award runner-up is a unique cooperative body made up of faith-based, nonprofit, government, and business and other organizations working in the community to assist individuals and families as they recover from Hurricane Florence. They work diligently to secure source funds and consolidate resources to assist our community residents. This committee was formed to provide one place where Onslow County residents can go to for the assistance they need by having to go from place to place. They met many of the needs that couldn't be provided elsewhere. Their invaluable knowledge and resources allowed them to assist thousands of residents in obtaining a safe home to live and/or a temporary place to reside. They also provided funds for furniture, rental deposits, utilities, HVAC systems, and roof repairs. Because of the formation of this organization, it has taken away some of the burden off of other organizations so they can focus on their everyday needs. In the event disaster strikes again, we will be more prepared because of this group. Today, we would like to congratulate the Onslow Strong Disaster Recovery Alliance Group as our 2020 Golden Rule Lightkeeper runner-up. Our 2020 Golden Rule Lightkeeper Adult Group winners collectively volunteer for over 100 hours a week. They sort, date, stock, pack food items into individual bags and make delivery to Onslow County schools every week. Considering that over 855 children receive weekend bags of food, it is a monumental task. To put it into perspective, there are over 7,300 items placed into the bags provided at their location, providing breakfast, lunch, and dinner to children who would otherwise go hungry on the weekends. Without the help of these amazing volunteers, it would not be possible. The Chew House has pack-outs once a week and is open every Tuesday and Wednesday from 9 to 12 for donations that task needed to prepare for the pack-outs. Most of these volunteers are there every time the doors open and many times when they are not. There is a lot of back-breaking work that goes into the organization of the Chew House, and it can be quite an exhausting task. Even though these volunteers ask for nothing in return and most of the time donate some of the needed food themselves, they need to be recognized. Our 2020 Golden Rule Lightkeeper Adult Group Award winner is the Tuesday Crew at the United Way Chew House. Thank you, volunteers.
Our 2020 Golden Rule Lightkeeper education nominees are like no other. Volunteer educators open up a world of opportunity for their students. They provide knowledge, share experiences, and teach skills that enable their students to have a deeper understanding of the world and the world around them. Our Golden Rule Education Award nominees are, please come to the front as I call your name, Dr. Becca Tagg, who volunteers with various agencies within the community. James Bernard McCrae, Jacksonville Commons Elementary School. Jania Simmons, Onslow County Schools. Minnie Mattal, Onslow Literacy Council. Congratulations to all of our Golden Rule Education Award nominees. Your commitment to assisting others in the attainment of knowledge is remarkable. Our 2020 Golden Rule Lightkeeper Education Award runner-up offers free trainings to the Jacksonville Fire Departments about autism spectrum disorder and related disabilities. She holds free trainings for educators and parents in the community about mental health and wellness. Since moving here in 2016, she has provided pro bono work to the community to help build a healthy and well Onslow County. She has assisted in helping with the Children's Museum to increase their inclusiveness for children of all ability levels. She is a known speaker nationwide on topics related to mental health and wellness. She has a knack for connecting with those from all walks of life and making you feel comfortable within your own vulnerabilities. A mentally healthy and thriving community is one in which we all benefit from and want to live in. She is actively working to help our community move towards greater inclusiveness for those with disabilities and to share her wealth of knowledge to break down the stigma against mental health symptoms. Please join us in presenting the 2020 Golden Rule Lightkeeper Education Runner-Up Award to Dr. Becca Tagg. Our 2020 Golden Rule Lightkeeper Education Award winner has shown selfless acts, kindness, and dedication to her community. For several years, she has volunteered in classes at Coastal Carolina Community College and is exceptional at working with at-risk students. At first, she served as the board secretary at Onslow Literacy Council, where she went above and beyond her duties and her responsibilities. Later, she was elected as president, where she works tirelessly to help the low-level adult readers of Onslow County. Resources say that 12% of Onslow County citizens are unable to read at a basic level, so she tries to reach out and educate every single one of them. Her leadership, patience, dependability, and dedication are just a few of the reasons why people look up to her for guidance. She has a passion for adult literacy and spreads the word around the community to let them know that these services exist. Her impact to the community is impossible to measure, but because of it, students are able to become self-sufficient in reading, in turn becoming a higher level citizen. Many students take what they have learned to other areas and share their new love for reading as a way to pay it forward and to thank her for increasing their knowledge. She has touched so many people in Onslow County and puts a smile on their faces every time they see her. Her genuine love for others is contagious, and we are all blessed to have her in our community. Your 2020 Golden Rule Lightkeeper Education Award winner is Minnie Mattal. Thank you to all of our education nominees. You definitely make our world a brighter place.
Our 2020 Golden Rule Lightkeeper Adult Individual nominees are like no other. They have given so much of themselves to our community, and we are truly blessed to have them here in Onslow County. Our volunteers are advocates, mentors, coaches, educators, rescuers, friends, and professionals. They have a love for the community and want to continue to see it grow and flourish. This year's nominees are, and please come as your name is called: Tom Mullen Kiwanis, Roland Leach, Pierce Family Development Center, Michael Howard, Back to School Bash, Feed the Multitude, Candy Thomas, Onslow Women's Center and Onslow Farmers Market, Mary Tucker, various agencies in the community, Amy Sullivan, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, Howard Funk, Onslow Literacy Council, Curtis Hilt, Onslow Literacy Council, Skip Clarkston, Sturgeon City, Margaret Stolzenberg, Swansboro United Methodist Church and Silverdale Elementary, Francis Pierce, Onslow Memorial Hospital, Ray Eckenrod, Onslow Community Outreach and Northwoods United Methodist Pantry, Betty La Puenta, United Way of Onslow County, Philip Suma, United County Public Library, Sue Barnett, Pierce Family Development Center, Randy Dickinson, York Wright Masons, Knights of... You got it. Isaac Lofton, Onslow Senior Services, Mary Shaw, Richlands 2, Charles Maupin, Possumwood Acres Wildlife Sanctuary, Linda Bergman Althouse, Wildlife Rehabilitators of North Carolina. Congratulations to all of our Golden Rule Lightkeeper Adult Individual nominees. What a great representative of our community up here. Your commitment to this community is exceptional, and it goes without saying how extremely thankful and grateful we are to have you as our neighbors. Our 2020 Golden Rule Lightkeeper Adult Individual Award runner-up has been instrumental in helping to keep the Safe House up and running in order to help the victims of domestic violence. She has dedicated countless hours to the Onslow Women's Center over the last 8 years by managing the Dances Stars of Onslow fundraising event, which brings in over 100,000 or more every year. For several months this year, she has also continuously been fundraising for an event which has required her to be out late at night or before sunrise, placing those famous flamingos in everyone's yard in return for donations to the Onslow Farmers Market. She did this several nights throughout the work week, regardless of what the weather was. How many of you have been flocked? She has a tremendous work ethic and a remarkable ability to get others involved. She got me last week, if you guys don't know. With helping wherever there is any type of charitable need in our community. Please join me in presenting the 2020 Golden Rule Lightkeepers Adult Individual Runner-Up Award to Candy Thompson. Next, we have our 2020 Golden Rule Lightkeeper Adult Individual Award winner. His impact on the community has been and will continue to be a significant beyond imagination. There are so many organizations that have benefited from his leadership and teachings. He was a natural motivator and drew people in to become involved to meet the needs of our community. As a member of Kiwanis for 42 years, he has recruited other members to volunteer and donate to the True program and stuff the bus. If there was a problem or need, he jumped to the task. If he couldn't fix it, he would find someone who could. Not only did he get Kiwanis members to volunteer, he enlisted his family too. He believed that no age is too young to give back to our community. Some of you may feel like that you know him, you don't know him, but if you ever bought a chicken dinner for the Kiwanis chicken fry, it was probably through him. He sold more tickets than anyone else, and never was it, would you like to buy? It was always, how many tickets can I bring you? He is solely responsible for selling almost 1,000 tickets every year to help raise funds for community projects and food for the True program. His impact on the community has been significant beyond imagination, and we are a better community because of him. His heart for serving has made a lasting impact on so many others, and I know he would hope and they will continue to spread that passion for him. He will forever be missed. Our 2020 Golden Rule Lightkeepers Adult Individual Award winner goes to Tom Mullen. His wife and family are here accepting on his behalf. Congratulations to the 2020 Golden Rule Lightkeeper winners. You have inspired us all, and we are truly grateful for your dedication to and support of our community. As we continue to honor our volunteers, please join me in welcoming Dr. Don Herron, Chairman for Onslow Civic Affairs Committee, who will be assisting by various members of the committee for the presentation of the Fabric of Our Community Awards.
Thank you, Raquel. And as we're waiting for the transition there and all, we're gonna have a census moment. That's right. If you look at your table there, everybody should be able to find one. We're gonna have a census moment here. Our 2020 census is coming up. Everybody is necessary to be counted. Jacksonville, Onslow County, 10 years ago, we were 22,000 people short. And somebody can tell me how many millions of dollars did that cost Onslow County? Okay, well spoken. So again, take your census quite seriously. Ask your neighbor to take the census seriously. You are a trusted voice in this room today. Help others to complete their census so we can get a fair and accurate count. Thank you for that census moment. It's a pleasure to be here today as part of the Onslow Civic Affairs Committee, recognizing the 2020 Fabric of Our Community presentation. As part of our introduction, I'll get started. Many cultures celebrate those who have led them, inspired them, guided them, and helped them to give of their people inspiration, hope, and action. Today, the Civic Affairs Committee seeks to embody those who, within our lifetime, have done that for Onslow County. During the recognition of the far-reaching effects of the Beirut bomb blast of 1983, our community recognized that the fabric of the community had been torn by the loss of so many in that single day. Our community lost the potential of what could have been so much gain from those, but this loss affected so many and so many lives there. The lives lost that day were also interwoven such that we also lost their valued contribution to the civic infrastructure. The Onslow Civic Affairs Committee was born of an effort to assemble people who were part of the fabric of our community to recognize how we can improve our community through civic education. Ours is a diverse community made up of elected officials, community leaders, educators, nonprofit leaders, workers, people in military and civilian backgrounds, and regular citizens who want to improve and better our community. The committee was unanimous in adopting an effort to preserve and recognize those whose actions have spoken loudly and whose contributions to the fabric of our community have made it stronger and our future much brighter. Thus far, we have recognized 17 individuals with 16 panels in our quilt of honor. Since induction, we mourned the loss of the following: Stitchy Popkins, Fanny Coleman, and Otto Taylor. Today we have several in our audience from previous who've been recognized there and all. So at this time, if you've been recognized as one of our quilts with Fabric Community, if you please stand at this time. Mr. Kopka, thanks, sir. Colonel. We began this project to highlight the civic infrastructure of our community in 2017. Today, we recognize the fourth group of persons inducted into the fabric of our community status. The criteria for selection is for there to be an unquestionable contribution to the bettering of our community through a single action that is enduring benefits, or a lifetime of work that has demonstrated a pattern of actions that together have contributed to the strengthening of our community. These members of the recognition group today unquestionably demonstrate this. Members of the Onslow Civic Affairs Committee will give recognition to these people by a small stretched piece of fabric that will represent a quilt of many persons whose collective work will inspire other generations into the future. And also, it's appropriate that we now invite all members of the Onslow Civic Affairs Committee to the front to come forward and help us induct these members into our quilt of persons whose contributions truly reflect the fabric of our community. At this time, we invite the family of Richard L. Ray to come forward.
Richard L. Ray was a dedicated citizen, a visionary, and a statesman dedicated to making Jacksonville all that it could be. He was a graduate of White Oak High School and later worked at the Daily News, where he met his future wife. A Daily News tribute described his life as one lived based on love, hope, and charity that fundamentally changed Jacksonville. He left a legacy of being a good businessman, a devoted husband, and loving father. He was also an esteemed civic leader. To some, he was the builder of businesses, industry, and roads. But his vision embraced more than bricks and mortar. It was a fulfillment of a dream to make Jacksonville the community all could call home, even if only here a few years with the military. Jacksonville Commons was facilitated in part by his role in developing Western Boulevard's extension. He saw job creation as part of these developments. He saw development driving action that would improve our community. His work stimulated residential development and opportunities for both the city and the county to expand recreation and educational facilities. He was supportive of civic and benevolent causes and cheered the designation of this community as an All-American City in 1992. A member of the Jacksonville New River Rotary, he gave freely of his time to the Chamber of Commerce, was active in his church, and the proud father of 3 sons and devoted to his wife. His benevolence was well known, and it was personal. In 1992, he drove a truck of donated supplies to the victims of Hurricane Andrew in Florida because he recalled how our community had been assisted by others. Tragically, he died in a boating accident on the New River, August 23, 1996, the very waterway that he so enjoyed with his wife Deborah and sons Josh, Cliff, and Matt. When word spread that he was missing, hundreds showed up with boats, helped materialize like an armada to look for him. His connections and influence was demonstrated by this massive deployment. He was eulogized as someone who was not just a talker, but a doer. That was evident in the minds of many in the effort he undertook to attract and land a subsidiary of AT&T coming to Jacksonville. The development extended Western Boulevard and brought 500 jobs to our area. Former Mayor Joe Choate said that this single action was the work of Richard Ray, and it was an economic breakthrough for Onslow County. The outpouring at his loss was so great that a fundraising effort was made to create the Richard Ray All-America Park at Jacksonville Commons. Dedicated Friday, July 11, 2003, the park still stands in his memory and is still funded in part by the Rotary clubs he cherished. A key element of the park is the All-American Garden, where different landscapes of those who come to live here from all over America are represented. The idea was to continue his dedication that we honor all who come to live here, whether permanently or temporarily. Richard Ray had visions of the future for our community. He was able to negotiate with those who could make that come true, and he took personal actions to ensure that we became a better community. For his savvy influence to benefit our community, for his love of this community and clear ability to change and define the fabric of it, we declare Richard L. Ray to be a member of the fabric of the community whose strength and breadth has been altered by his passing. The fabric square presented today reads, "From this day forth, the Onslow Civic Affairs Committee has designated that Richard L. Ray is forever to be known for his significant contributions to improving, strengthening, and benefiting the fabric of our community. Inducted Thursday, February 21, 2020. Thank you.
Thank you to this community, because this community is an amazing giving place. And my late husband was a giving person, and we always said, if we could build a road or build a building or develop something that would keep our children here and keep this community together, that was his higher purpose, my higher purpose as well. That's what we strove for, and I wish he could see Western Boulevard Extension now. He wouldn't be surprised, because he knew it was going to look like that. So anyway, I think Onslow County truly was blessed by him, as we all were as his family, and just thank you for this honor so much. Thank you.
And now we invite XY Brown and his guests to please come forward.
James X.Y. Brown has been protecting and serving the citizens of Jacksonville for over 5 decades. He is a familiar sight to citizens as he conducts his duties for the Jacksonville Police Department. Officer Brown works primarily with the traffic division. Most of us have not experienced a police department without him. Many are not aware that Officer Brown works every single day. Officer Brown conducts security checks, checks on the elderly and infirmed, works funeral escorts, does traffic work, and of course, works as a crossing guard. Motorists traveling on Marine Boulevard in the vicinity of Trinity United Methodist Church and the Infant of Prague Catholic Church each Sunday see Officer Brown providing traffic control during the high traffic volume for services at both churches. 3 generations of Jacksonville families attending Northwoods Elementary have experienced the service and protection of Officer Brown as he guides the students safely across Henderson Drive. Officer Brown also provides traffic control and crossing guard services at several other schools in the community. His years of service at the schools and off-duty service at other businesses in the city have acquainted Officer Brown with the most Jacksonville natives. Everyone seems to know Officer Brown. Officer Brown is a trusted courier, receiving and delivering court documents from the agency to court officials in the Onslow County District Attorney's Office. He also assists with traffic control at special events, such as parades and road races held in the city. In December of 2015, Officer Brown made a transition from a certified police officer to a non-sworn police officer services. Officer Brown, now PSO Lieutenant Brown, has served the citizens of Onslow County and Jacksonville since 1958. At age 90, he's still out in the streets every day, performing various He performs various behind-the-scenes functions that keep other officers available. A remarkable tribute came to him when a delegation from the other Jacksonville, Florida, wanted to visit him as the longest-serving, still active police officer. Some of the delegation had served at our bases, while others were in awe of this dedicated public servant. The group spent 2 days touring with X.Y. Brown as he proudly showed off his hometown. X.Y. Brown is also active as a fraternal lodge member and community member. He participates in many civic events and is a go-to person when many of these organizations need to raise funds. Officer Brown is truly part of the fabric of our community. Through his dedication to his law enforcement duties and his remarkable tenure of more than 50 years of service to our community. In terms of his contribution to our community fabric, his threads are long and his cross threads are many. For that reason, for his tenure, for his commitment to the city and our community, we declare Lieutenant James X.Y. Brown to be part of the fabric of our community. The fabric reads, "From this day forth, the Onslow Civic Affairs Committee has designated that Lieutenant James X.Y. Brown is forever to be known for his significant contributions to improving, strengthening, and benefiting the fabric of our community, inducted Thursday, September 21st, 2020. Thank you. Would you like to say something, sir? You can always tell us to slow down.
Good afternoon. First, I want to thank God for being here. All you wonderful people. And my boss is one of the greatest. And I thank you, thank you, thank you.
We invite Pat and Lee Walker and their guests to come forward, please.
This power couple gets things done by persistence, tenacity, and with keen eyes on the target. Inspired by the Beirut Memorial, the two were part of the vision to build a grand memorial to celebrate and memorialize the lives of those who served in Vietnam. Fundraising was at first modest, with efforts such as motorcycle rides, and quickly grew to things that produced significant funding. In addition to the public appeal for funding, they worked to get an architect and government support, winning $2 million from local governments. On June 13, 2009, the first phase was dedicated, but they were not finished. With additional people at the table, they worked quickly to get the dome installed. Lee is a former active duty Marine who has been a volunteer in his community since his retirement. Pat is a former executive administrator aboard the base and equally has been a motivator, taskmaster, and inspirational. Lee and Pat Walker have been awarded the Sergeant Major C.A. Mac McKinney Award, representing the outstanding contributions of both to individuals, organizations, and this community. The award was given in March 2019 by the Down East Chapter 906 of the Non-Commissioned Officers Association. This award also recognized the work of the couple with Wreaths Across America, Boy Scouts, Youth Sports, Red Cross, and the new project to build a visitor center at the Lejeune Memorial Gardens. The two are active in many veterans organizations, but mostly Lee can be seen in his red Marine Corps League attire. Lee is the current Commandant of the Marine Corps League Onslow County Detachment number 262. Pat has fought to bring their Marine Corps League convening to Jacksonville. Their work has also advanced many efforts, including the very successful Young Marine program. Frequently, one of the two has been given an Outstanding Veterans Award, or both have been recognized for their service to veterans. Hardly a veterans-connected event does not include them. Generally, they are in front and center and proudly saluting other Marines, other veterans, or standing in support of a community effort involving those veterans. This dedication has also been infused in their family. Many have worked alongside Pat and Lee in their pursuit of support and advancing veterans. Their daughter is now holding some of the mantle for the work on the Vietnam Memorial. The Vietnam Memorial is not the only legacy of this couple. This couple represents the fabric of this community in their involvement in veterans activities, civic activities, and political activities. They seem to be ever present and are a fixture in civic involvement. This couple embodies the concept of such deep involvement in the community that their absence would produce a ripple in our community fabric. For enduring service to our community and personal leadership within our community, we declare Pat and Lee Walker as those who are part of the fabric of our community.
The Fabric Square reads, from this day forth, the Onslow Civic Affairs Committee has designated that Pat and Lee Walker are forever to be known for their significant contributions to improving, strengthening, and benefiting the fabric of our community. Inducted Thursday, February 21, 2020.
I just want to thank everybody. This was really a surprise to both of us when we got the word. And honestly, without my family behind me, my daughters, my granddaughters, my sons, we couldn't do what we've done. So I thank them too for putting up with Mom.
I just want to thank God and this lovely woman who keeps me upright, and the kids. Their support, what keeps us going. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. We invite Major General Bob Dickerson and his guests to come forward, please. Congratulations.
From his efforts to build a war chest for financial assistance to wounded warriors, to his creation of an enduring relationship with the civilian community, this retired general became a leader in the financial community and consultant to many for military and civilian relations, including the Chamber of Commerce and myself. On August 29, 2003, he assumed command of Camp Lejeune. While in command, his influence and guidance extended well outside the gate. He was supportive of the Celebrity Players Tour to come to Lejeune to raise money for wounded warriors. This tour brought national attention to the need to help the wounded warriors and deepened many connections that continue today to help raise funds for this special effort. In 2005, Dickerson was involved in the process of turning over 9.81 acres of land, formerly part of the Camp Lejeune Railroad, to the city of Jacksonville for use in its Rails to Trails Greenway project. Today, that project serves military and civilians and is part of the linkage of the base and civilian communities. On April 12, 2005, he helped break ground on the new U.S. Joint Maritime Operations and Training Facilities at Courthouse Bay, a $20 million+ project. He became the first commanding general of Marine Corps Installation East, and as the commanding general at McEast, Dickerson provided strategic direction and oversight for 7 Marine Corps installations in 5 states. The concept of grouping the commands for the East Coast bases together had been discussed for some time. He kept community leaders informed about the proposal and helped the communities and the state understand the benefit of this new command. General Dickerson became the face of how much the military presence in North Carolina was benefiting our state. When he learned of the effort to build the Marine Corps to a force size of 202,000, he invited then Governor Beverly Perdue to make the announcement in the Jacksonville City Council chambers. That October 10, 2007 announcement prompted an economic boost for the community. More than 11,000 troops were to come to Lejeune and area bases alone. Major General Dickerson was active in economic development strategies. His wise counsel, often dispensed alongside Dr. Ron Lingle, came to be instrumental to this community's resolve to protect the mission of our bases. Some of his most enduring achievements were the Fisher House for the families of wounded warriors, improving the quality of life Marines and their families, sustaining and protecting the military ranges for training, and working to offset some of the costs that came with the sudden growth as a result of those 2,000 Marines that came to town. In October 2008, he retired, having spent 16 years of his life stationed or deploying from Camp Lejeune. Lejeune was but one of his 9 duty stations over 36 years. And his wife, they both moved more than 20 times? 26 times. I knew my script was a little off. General James Amos said of Dickerson, Bob Dickerson has put his fingerprint on every single aspect of this base. His retirement only strengthened his influence and contributions to our community. He helped lead the effort to ensure all military were counted in the 2010 census. He became an officer of Marine Federal Credit Union and as such acted on his economic development efforts. His leadership with this expansive institution has been lauded by many. For leadership that continues today for such an integral part of our community, Major General Bob Dickerson is declared to be a part of the fabric of our community. I didn't write it. All right. The fabric square reads, from this day forth, the Onslow County Civic Affairs Committee has designated that Major General Bob Dickerson, USMC retired, is forever to be known for his significant contributions to improving, strengthening, and benefiting the fabric of our community.
Yes, thank you. I'm humbled to be up here with all of these people recognized today because Bob Dickerson hasn't done anything. I got to tell you, when I retired from the Marine Corps back in 2008, I was helping my wife put together the kitchen after our 26th move. And I alphabetized her pantry. I thought that was a good thing to do because you could find it alphabetically. My wife walked into the pantry and she looked at me and she says, "Dear, I want you to go hunting, go fishing. I want you to play golf. I want you to go play in traffic. But I want you to get out of the house because the marriage is not going to survive if you help me any longer." That was the beginning of me wanting to make a difference in the community and volunteering. So you can thank my wife, and she's the one that should be recognized. We knew years ago when we were getting ready to retire that this is the community we wanted to be in. When we look at all the difference that people in this community do and make for people here every day, it's an honor to be living in Onslow County. So on behalf of my wife, our friends, everybody here that's here today, the people that we continue to receive guidance from on a daily basis, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Reveal the quilt. Reveal the quilt. Okay. Okay. Yes. All right. Committee members, please reveal our new quilt of recognition. That's it. Good. 20 panels are now in our quilts. While the space they cover is small, the impact these people have made to our community is significant, broad, and deep. The Onslow Civic Affairs Committee will add panels to our quilt as time goes on and as our contributions to improving our fabric to our community continues. What will your legacy be? How will you contribute to the fabric of our community? For those not involved who are willing to pick up the mantle, we ask you to consider joining a board or commission, volunteering, participating, or just getting involved. The names on our panels and most of the volunteers who have been honored today have some things in common. They stood up, they responded to the needs of our community, and they made a positive contribution. If you're not contributing, we welcome you to an opportunity to expose you to volunteering, to service in our community, and for active participation in our boards and commissions. We thank United Way for their willingness to partner with the Onslow Civic Affairs Committee and the Daily News in the recognition of all those together who have made this community a better place. Thank you, and now Raquel Painter will provide our closing remarks.
Thank you once again to all the amazing volunteers that were nominated. It just goes to show what a great community we live in. You know, when you look around the room, and we are one fabric of the community. It's just amazing to see. So thank you all for attending. United Way would like to thank our board of directors. Paula's here, Brent's here, Adrian's here, but thank you to our board of directors for United Way for making United Way possible and being a part of the community that we live in. A special thank you to our partners at the Jacksonville Daily News. You know, definitely appreciate you showcasing the amazing volunteers that we have in our community. To all of our sponsors, thank you for recognizing the value of volunteerism in the community. And to my fellow members of the Civic Affairs Committee, thank you for this mutual beneficial partnership with United Way and the Onslow Civic Affairs Committee. We also want to thank the City of Jacksonville and Onslow County government, whose grants support volunteerism and Volunteer Onslow for United Way. To my incredible staff, you know, you guys met Shelley earlier. We are a staff of 3. People are usually amazed, but United Way's only got 3 staff members, myself, Shelley, and Nona. And we wouldn't survive without our volunteers. So we definitely appreciate those who come out and volunteer for United Way. And to each and every one of you who came out today to support the volunteers, thank you. I know the weather was treacherous coming in, so I definitely appreciate you guys being here. To close this celebration, I just want to put a reminder out there that this event happens every year. Every year we take the time to recognize the volunteers because we know the investment that they put into our community. So think about who you're going to volunteer next year. You know, we would love to get even more volunteers to be part of this. And remember, Volunteer Onslow is where you're going to find the needs available, the volunteers willing to help, and agencies needing the help. So thank you. You guys have a safe ride home. And once again, thank you for supporting United Way of Onslow County.